Hello, my name is Candace, and I want to welcome you to the Nibble series on the Healthy You website. This series is intended to help you with a few tips and tricks, a little bit of advice on how to help your family be as healthy as they can be. So, here in America, our children are typically overfed and undernourished. Most of the processed foods that we eat, either that we're buying from the store and feeding our kids, or that we're getting from fast food places, it's very low in nutrition and very high in sugars and saturated fat. It also only has a few basic sources. So even though our kids might be eating multiple textures and flavors of things, the basis of ingredients for all this variety of junk food really only comes from very few sources, which means our kids aren't being exposed to all the multitudes of nutrients that they get if they're fed a diet rich in fruits and vegetables and grains. If you have young children, transitioning to eating a lot more fruits and vegetables and grains is a lot easier, because the younger you start, the easier it is to do. I didn't begin my plant-based journey until my children were older, and it has been a difficult transition for them. I don't force them to eat the way that I eat, and I just try to educate them and expose them as much as I can. So 30 times is kind of the golden rule for how many times it's going to take for your child, especially if they're a picky eater, to try something new before they kind of accept it. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. And also, when your children are little, the habits that you instill in them now will have a major effect on them when they're older. My oldest son had really healthy eating habits when he was a baby and a toddler, and he is probably my best self-regulator when it comes to snacks and treats. He recognizes when he's full, knows when he's done, and my other kids, who I wasn't as strict with, don't have that ability. So if you do have small children, give them a head start by feeding them real food. It will help them to recognize when they're full and to have a better relationship with food as adults. I definitely wanted to spend some time talking about adolescents and teens. Teenagers are pretty much going through the same type of growth spurt that they hit when they were toddlers. The same kind of hormonal and emotional changes and growth changes. And so they need just as much sleep as they had back then. So it's funny, because teens usually get way less sleep when they actually need more. So making a commitment to helping your teens get the sleep that they need will have huge benefits to their health and their mood as they're going through these changes. Another thing we need to really be aware of as parents is our kids' exposure to social media. So a lot of times teens are given smartphones, and they're kind of given free access to social media, but the research is showing that the kids who spend the most time in social media are the ones who have higher rates of suicide, depression, and anxiety. They also are getting far less sleep, especially if they are allowed to take their phones to their bedroom with them. So you need to be really wise with the types of media and types of technology you allow in your home. And just remember, letting our kids be kids isn't a bad thing. I wanted to also address some of the ways that hormones can be negatively impacted. Are definitely high amounts of dairy and processed food, and then either overfilled schedules or a bad use of time that then leads to higher stress levels. All of these are going to throw things off. And so, especially if you have children who are dealing with skin issues and acne, cutting all dairy from the diet and minimizing processed foods and fats, and just helping them just be wise with their time and get the sleep they need will have huge benefits for helping their skin issues and hormonal issues. One thing that we do is we also include B5, vitamin B5, and I put it in our family's daily smoothie. It's pantothenic acid. That's just supposed to help our bodies metabolize things better, and it really helps clear up acne without having to use some of the harsh medications and chemicals that you would sometimes get from the dermatologist's office if it gets really severe. I also wanted to spend a few minutes talking about if our kids have allergies or food sensitivities. Sometimes when we're introducing new foods, or our kids are continuing to push away certain foods, they may have a sensitivity to that food, and so we kind of need to be paying attention to how our kids' skin or digestion or just how they feel about a certain food, and make sure it's not just because they're being picky, but maybe they may have a food sensitivity. Generally, plant-based foods are safe for everyone, but if you have a food allergy, obviously you're going to need to stay away from what you're allergic to. There are so many varieties of fruits, vegetables, and grains that you can easily find the foods that you are not allergic to and be able to enjoy a variety of those. A couple replacements that have been helpful for people with allergies. Sun butter is like a peanut butter, but it is made with sunflower seeds instead. And then the Enjoy Life brand is a brand that is free of most major food allergens, but I really love their chocolate chips. They're the chocolate chips that I use. And then if your family has gluten sensitivities, obviously there are tons of options now, but usually you can find quinoa, rolled oats, and rice that are all certified gluten-free. So just make sure to check out the free resources tab on the website, where you can scroll down and just learn which resources would be best for helping you to help your family to be as healthy as they can be.